But now I am obligated to review Man on Fire, do a scene by scene by scene by scene breakdown of arguably probably Tony Scott's best film, certainly my favorite of his movies. Now I got a question for you, Chad. How many of you have seen Man on Fire? Allie, is there a way to know what's being done because Tony and I like to watch them before? I cannot remember everything you said. Well, I can do a schedule. Yeah, you know what, Allie? I'll go ahead and post a schedule on my Twitch channel. I'm going to do just that. Absolutely. That's a very good idea. Thank you, Allie. So a lot of people saying great. It is, yeah. No, you guys have made some great selections. A lot of great movies that have been in the polls in the past. Some which will be, will be on there consistently in the future. Absolutely. Oh, Devin, I have. So a lot of you people have. It's funny, chat, because when this movie originally came out, it divided audiences and critics. Like audiences loved the film, found it was very entertaining, very heartfelt, very emotional, well directed. Interesting visual style that you just don't really see all that often, but now you do. At the time, I'm not seeing all that often. Thank you for the host. Who was that? I'm sorry. Edgy Berserker, welcome to stream. Pleasure to see you. But, like, for the time, it was like, oh, this is very, very different. But apparently, critics are like, fuck this. And this movie got a lot of mixed to negative reviews. It's, despite the kind of the negative reaction from the film critic community, the movie did very well. Both in theaters, had budget, very expensive film because all shot on location in Mexico City. Which I'm like, this movie cost a lot of money because they're just out on the street and they had to shut down like major roads and like businesses just to shoot this film. So something like that, you need to have a big budget. So $70 million, I believe that. Yes, but it had a box office of $130 million, made like $123 million on VOD. So it was a huge success for Tony Scott, obviously. Tony Scott, tragically, some of you may not know, he was known for making a lot of films, some great, some not great, in all honesty. He committed suicide a number of years ago. I think he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, I believe. And let me see here. Yeah, jumping off the Vincent Thomas Bridge in San Pedro, California. The brother of Ridley Scott. I believe the younger brother of Ridley Scott. So, sadly, a tragic end to a filmmaker who's made a lot of movies. Like, he was the kind of guy, he was a workaholic, much like Ridley was, putting out, like, one film every year or every 2 years. Like, he did a lot of work. And this I consider to be his best film. And so, despite what the critics said, when this movie came out, chat, I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend checking it out. It's a great film based on, I think, a 1980 Italian novel where pretty similar, except, instead of setting in Italy in the 1980s, which was known for, I guess, like rampant kidnappings, they changed it to Mexico City, and at least when this film came out in modern day, which is like 2003, 2004, where, there were and still are rampant kidnappings. They have a statistic in the movie where it says, like, every 60 minutes or something, there's at least, like, 4 kidnappings in Latin America. So it's like, it's considered. And I like how this movie opens up because even before we're introduced to Denzel Washington's character, Creasy Bear, as I'm going to call him. Yeah, Creasy Bear. We basically see like how one of these kidnappings go down. And so we're following this this guy who's arm in arm with his lady walking down a street in Mexico City, Czech, the capital of Mexico, and we get this all this text. Like, oh, by the way, I love how the movie opens up because it's that weird like kind of it would be disorienting. I think maybe like some people don't like the way aesthetically this film looks. Because it's like kind of like quick cuts and different colors thrown on top of it, and like, but they're not all like, it's just on the entire screen. It's like, and sometimes it's in a corner, but you have a different color down here. I mean, it's just, I like it because it puts you on edge. I think that's the point of it. You're not supposed to feel comfortable watching this movie. I mean, you have those moments where you can kind of indulge in the relationships between these characters, especially between Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning. But for the most part, you're meant to not feel at ease, and I like that. I think the movie accomplished that in spades. But we're introduced to one of these kidnappings where these fucking guys, these 4 guys, pull up in a car. They see this guy, fucking drag him in. They backhand the lady, and they drive off. And then we see like how it works, where the police come in, and they're all fucking corrupt, by the way, all of them, or at least the ones that we're introduced to in the film. They're involved. They even sometimes stage these kidnappings happening, as we'll see in this movie, chat. And they come in there and they do the negotiations. And, it's like they target specifically wealthy people or the people they know obtain a lot of money. And these kidnappers do everything they can to intimidate you and to make you scared, saying it's like, hey, if anything happens, we'll kill your kid. And just to show that we're serious, we're gonna cuff a fucking body part and mail it to you, or put in a location, or put it on your front door, like shit like that. Like they did this to this one guy, cut his fucking ear off and give it to his dad, and they hold the whole situations like he pays whatever $10 million, goes to the drop-off point, and then it's like after a few days, they release the fucking guy in the middle of some highway, just screaming and crying because he has his ears fucking gone, almost naked, and so it's like horrific. And this happens to this day. It's until probably it's the cartel, what these criminal organizations are. And then, chat, we come from that really just, again, it sets you into like what you're in for this movie. A great introduction to the world that you're about to experience. We cut to the beginning, chat. We're following Denzel Washington. I always forget his name. Sorry. Creasy Bear, chat. Because Dakota fan, she's got a teddy bear and she calls him Creasy after Denzel Washington. It's so cute. So we're following Creasy Bear, known as Denzel. I'm gonna call him Denzel. I'm just gonna call him Denzel, chat. He's not looking good. He's got a lot of scruff on his beard, chat, and he's just drinking. He's just, he's got like his little flask, and he's just, as he's driving from El Paso, Texas, into Mexico, down to Mexico City, all he's doing is look out the window like this and just sipping on that flask until it's fucking empty. He's like, I want a drink. And Chen, I realized that, in a way, I'm like Denzel Washington in this movie without, the military background or the rugged good looks or, the money or, black. No, I'm not black. So but other than that, very similar to Denzel in this film, I believe. So, we're following him, chat. He's going to visit his friend. Who's his friend? It's fucking Christopher Walken. I was like, oh, I forgot Christopher Walken was in this movie, and he's so good, chat. He's so goddamn charismatic. He came down to Mexico City over a decade ago. He retired from the military. Denzel, he's retired from the military. Marines, I believe, Special Operation Marines, specializing in assassination, chat. So he's a badass. Witness! Awesomic. Thank you so much for the host, man. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. We're just in the middle of the Man on Fire review. Just in the middle of that. So, he's down there visiting Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, he found himself a very nice lady. He's got a kid. He's doing barbecue. He's fucking drinking all the Jack Daniels that he can. He's living the life. Denzel, he's been going from job to job to job. Not satisfied with his life right now. You could tell, like, he is at the bottom. He's at the bottom of the barrel. Things are not looking good. Obviously he's an alcoholic. He's not all there. He's incredibly depressed. He came there to see Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken helped him. They're best friends. They were in the military together. They have a good connection. And I'll tell you this, chat. Even though they have a limited amount of scenes, Christopher Walken and Denzel, they have a nice chemistry. You wouldn't think that. They feel so opposite from each other. Like, Denzel, He's very cool. He's very laid back. You've seen Denzel Washington films. He's so fucking charismatic. And Christopher Walken, he's charismatic too, but he's fucking weird. There's no doubt about that. You would not expect these two guys to get along, but they do. I like the dynamic of their relationship throughout the movie, and for the limited time that they are on screen together. And Christopher Walken's like, listen, I can get a job for you. A lot of the families that live down here, those who are wealthy, those that you kind of worked for in the past, but you just haven't much success with. They're looking for bodyguards right now. I know a guy who is in desperate need of a bodyguard. The wife, she's concerned at the moment. They're looking for the right guy. Maybe you want to, go ahead and try. I'll go for an interview. He's like, listen, as long as they let me drink, I don't give a shit, chat. Then meanwhile, chat, we're introduced to the future family. At least one of the members, played by fucking Mark Anthony, who's the singer. Was married to or dated J-Lo, I think. I was like, oh, he's in this movie. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've seen this film. I haven't seen this film, I don't know, maybe 8 years, less than a decade, chat. But I was like, I gotta own this film. It's a great movie. And he's in this film. He's like a wealthy car manufacturer. He's a business owner of some kind, chat. He has an American wife. She's, because of the rampant kidnappings happening in Mexico City, she's like, we need a new bodyguard to protect our daughter. And he's talking, and Mark Anthony, he's talking to his lawyers, like, listen, I'm trying to close this deal in Detroit. Manufacturing car business in Mexico City is not going well. My family needs the money. It's very important, Jay. Remember that. Needs the money. And, but so I was like, I got to get a guy for this amount of money. And his lawyer, Mickey Rourke, I'm like, oh my God, it's Mickey Rourke. And he's like, listen, don't worry about it. I got my guy, Christopher Walken. I'm going to send you some interviewees. But I got the perfect interview. You're going to love him. The only thing he likes to sip a little bit. And he's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just send him my way. And so Denzel, he goes and talks to Mark Anthony at his home, chat. And oh no, they're in the car first. I think they're in the car. He's bringing him to the home to see his wife, and he's just reading through Denzel's resume, chap. And he's like, very proud. Oh wow, like what 15 years in the U.S. military, special ops, assassination, all that's very impressive. And he's like, hey, that's it. Denzel's also driving him to his home while doing the interview. So Denzel's driving, Mark Anthony's in the back, and it's a very weird interview process because he was supposed to test Denzel's driving skills. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. And Mark Anthony's like, hey, do you have any hobbies? And Denzel's very fucking blunt and honest. Mark's like, yeah, I like to drink. And Mark Anthony's like, is that going to affect your job? It depends how much you're going to pay me. It's like, all right, shit. And then Mark Anthony's like, good. Good. And Denzel's like, that's ominous sounding. All right, whatever. So they fucking go to the house, chat. Yeah, it's the guy from The Wrestler. This was before his big comeback. It was before his, yes, Doom, it was before his big comeback. Yeah, it's because Wrestler came out, this movie came out, 2004? And he did The Wrestler in 2008. So he was acting again. He does a good job. Mickey Rourke does a solid job. He's playing a scummy lawyer, chat. So it's not like a big role or anything, but he's decent. There's no doubt. He's not giving a bad performance. So we're going to the house, chat. We're introduced to Mark Anthony's wife. I don't know her name. Her name is... What's her name, chat? Lisa. Her name's Lisa, chat. And Lisa, she's like, hey, Denzel, do you want a drink? He's like, yes, I do. Can I have a fucking Jack and water? Hold the water, please. And she's like, sure. And so she brings it, and he just fucking downs that thing. This guy does not give a shit. He's blunt, chat. He's very honest. And he's like, well, you're gonna... do you think you're up for the job? He's like, yep, I'm up for the job. He's like, okay, great. I'm gonna go get my incredibly cute and adorable daughter to meet you. And Denzel's like, not gonna have any effect on me. And then you just see, by the way, during all the scenes playing, chat, Dakota Fanning's is playing on the piano, very well, by the way. And, Lisa, she calls her daughter over. And then we see a very young Dakota Fanning, just cute as a fucking button. And Denzel, he's just, I'm not going to let it affect me, but it already is, Jay. He's like, this kid is adorable, and you're going to be so sad what happens to her later on in the film. And so... she's like, okay, why don't you go ahead and show Denzel to his room? And little Dakota Fanning goes, okay. And she takes Denzel up to his room. Mark Anthony's like, wait, what? Wait, you hired him? Is this the guy? Yeah, she's like, yep. He's an American, and I trust an American. He's like, well, that's kind of weird, but sure, hey, that's great. And then she gets on top of him and chat, and they start smooching, having the sex and everything, so that's good. And then... Dakota Fanning, she takes Denzel to his room. Denzel, trying not to be affected by the cuteness, is just feigning, just giving a not a care in the world attitude. He's walking around. Dakota's like, yeah, this is the room where my last bodyguard was, and he left us. And he's like, oh, okay. Sees a fucking parrot, chat. He's like, I don't like that parrot. And, Dakota's peppered with all these questions and everything. But Denzel, despite his, he's got a soft side, no doubt about it. But it hasn't cracked yet. You haven't seen the soft, gooey bits of Denzel quite yet. And then she goes off. And then Lisa, she talks to her daughter. She's like, hey, what do you think of Denzel? He's like, I like him a lot, Mommy. And she's like, it's good. And she tucks her in the bed, and she has a little bear. And she's like, you're getting too old for that bear. She's like, I love him. But she goes to sleep. Meanwhile, we cut back to Denzel in his room, chat. He is just fucking getting hammered. He's got a bottle of Jack. Shit alcohol, by the way. When you're a goddamn drunk, when you just drink Jack Daniels straight, it's like, ew. Drink something better, my friend. At least drink, Maker's Mark or Four Roses or something like that. A quality drink. Just fucking Jack Daniels straight. But he's down in that fucking thing. He's like, I just kind of want to kill myself. Like, he's like down in the goddamn, bottom of the bottle, chat. That's where his mindset is. Like, he's practicing using the gun. He just doesn't have the abilities that he used to have in the military. You could tell that he is just given up on life. He's just continuing to move just because this is all I really know. I don't have a family anymore. I don't want to bond with anybody. I just want to be left alone and drink and probably end up just killing myself. That's kind of where I'm going. That's the direction I want to go in. Chat, we cut to the morning. He's taking little Dakota Fanning to school. Oh, Bat Shields, thank you. Thank you for the 10 biddies. I love Dark Liquor. I love Dark Liquor too. I love Dark Liquor too. There's no doubt about that. But it's like, man, drink some little. I know why they did that, because Jack Daniels. Hey, it's easy to advertise in the movie. They even say, hey, give me a Jack Daniels. I get it. That kind of advertising doesn't bother me. But it's like, come on. Like, Denzel, he's a goddamn alcoholic. He would know his alcohols by this point, I think. But I'll let him go. I'll let him go on with it. So they fucking wake up in the morning. I don't know how Denzel can function because he drank like 3/4 of a bottle of Jack, if not the whole bottle, by the morning. Did not sleep, but okay, whatever. They're up in the morning chat. He's driving little Dakota Fanning to school. They're bonding at the moment. But Denzel, he's not cracking right now. He's just like, listen, despite you being adorable, I'm gonna drive you to school. I'm your bodyguard. That's what I'm here to do. Takes you to school, chat. He's also looking around to see if, like, we see these skills, firsthand. He's checking the mirror, checking to see if there's, like, any other cars following them and everything. He's like, okay, that's cool. He sees one car behind him with a specific license plate number, and they're very close. He's like, what the hell is that? But he lets them pass by, and the guys are like, yeah. So it's like, oh, those guys are definitely the bad guys. They remember that, chat. But he drops her off at school. Chad, he has to sign for her and everything. Talks to the nun who scolds him. He's like, first of all, I know my Bible. Okay, I'm a religious man. It's like, oh, he was a religious man, Chad. He does believe in something, but maybe he doesn't believe in it anymore. But then he goes back, Chad. He waits for her to get out of school. And then he's like, he picks her up. He's like, all right, let's go. He also picks up, like, music or something, the CD. It's not important. Picks her up. She's still trying to bond with him. She's asking about... She's very fucking blunt. She's like, do you think it's hard being black in Mexico? He's like, what? That's a very weird question to ask, but all right. I'm going to let that slide. But, Theme Man, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Is it hard being black? It's like, Jesus. All right, Dakota, I get it, all right? You've been raised in privilege. Stop showcasing it. So he's like, listen, she also asks about, like, these scars on his hand, chat, look like bullet holes. She's like, what is that? Oh, it was a birth defect. She's like, I don't think that's what it is. And he's like, listen, you know what? I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm your bodyguard and protect you. And, they're on a stoplight, chat. And he clearly upset her. But she's not crying. And she gets out of the car. Denzel's like, fuck! And he's like, I have too much to drink and I can't move very well. And he gets out of the car, but she just goes back into the passenger seats in back. The back seat, because she wanted to be near Denzel. And then he's like, oh, well, all right, okay. I feel kind of bad about that. But he goes back to the front the car, chat. He starts driving. She's not even looking at him. She just wants a friend. She wants a creasy bear. That's what Denzel is. She was just asking if it's hard to be black, that's all. So they go back to the house. The mother, Lisa. Oh! Who is this? Oh, Akarock. I'm gonna call you Akarock. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're my Huckleberry. So, where are we? Oh yeah, so Denzel, he goes back, he's just fucking drinking. He doesn't give a shit. Lisa comes into his little room. She's like, how'd everything go today? He's like, yeah, it was good. Just want your daughter to know, listen, I'm here to be her bodyguard. I'm not her friend, Lisa. Yep, she told me about that. And they're kind of having a heart-to-heart, and she sees that he opened the Bible. He's like, you read the Bible? He's like, yeah, sometimes. And he's like, does it help? And he's like, sometimes it does. There's a bit of friction between them, but it's like, okay, I get it. You have some issues. That's fine. She's like, listen, if you don't mind, I'm going to ride with you tomorrow if that's okay. He says, that's totally fine. And then during the night chat, Denzel, he tries to kill himself. He wants to kill himself, clearly, because he starts drinking. He's incredibly depressed. He wants to end it all, but something prevents him from doing that. He wakes up the next morning, takes him to school, driving. Lisa's sitting in the back seat with I forgot fucking Dakota Fanning's name. It doesn't matter. She's a Dakota Fanning. You know her name. But while he's driving, Chad, he sees the same goddamn car from yesterday, and they're driving right behind with the same license plate. And he asks, I need a fucking pencil. I need a pencil. But Chad, he's too goddamn drunk. He's already drunk, and it's the morning, and he's like trying to write this name down. He just can't. But Dakota Fanning, she notices it too. She knows the license plate too. She starts writing something down, and then but the car goes away. They make a turn out of there. He's like, all right, well, that's fucked up and weird. Then meanwhile, chat, he drops her off again. Lisa and have a conversation. Then we kind of cut later on to I guess in the future sometimes, like Denzel. He's dropping off Dakota Fanning to participate in a swim meet. But she keeps losing. She's never like in the top 3. She's typically like 3rd at best. But she just can't do it. She just something about it. She can't swim as good as the other kids. Denzel's just watching her, goes over to her, lifts her out of the pool and everything. Then we have the bonding moment. Jenny's like, all right, I tried to kill myself yesterday or how many days ago. I'm going to involve myself now and be a proper, not only a bodyguard, but a friend to this girl. It's like, okay, here's the soft side of Denzel coming out. And He's like, they have that very nice conversation in the car about like, well, what's preventing you from, swimming as good as the other kids? I see you swim very fast. And she's like, well, my problem is I can't go off the thing. I flinch when I hear the gun going off. He's like, I understand that. Let me help you with that. I can help you with that. I've had training with that. Meanwhile, chat, Mark Antony and Lisa, they're going to Detroit to talk to Ford about starting the Mexico City car business up and running again. They go off. Denzel spends more time with Dakota Fanning. They start the bond, helps her with her swim meet training and everything. It's going great. They're bonding. It's like Denzel's living again. Very cute scenes, montage of him helping with her homework and everything. It's very cute. Very cute. Takes her out in the town, introduces her to Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken is just fucking smitten with this kid. He's like, she's adorable. I'm happy for you, Denzel. I've never seen you smile in so long. I'm really, really happy for Denzel. Like, I'm happy too. So I was like, yes, this is so fun. It's so fun. And so eventually, chat, Mark Antony and Lisa, they come back. They go ahead. Everyone joins them for the swim meet with Dakota Fanning. She ends up winning. Yay, she wins, chat. And Denzel's happy, and Dakota Fanning's happy. They all go back to the house, chat. Also, the fucking Mark Antony, he gets her a dog. At one point, gets her a puppy. She's all happy, but that's not important, really. At one point, this is what happens. So, Mark Antony, she wants to put Dakota Fanning into piano lessons with this renowned Mexico City pianist. He only teaches the best of the best students. I'm going to put you with him. She's like, I don't want to play the piano. I know piano's fine, but I want to go into sports. I want to swim. He's like, no, you must go to this pianist on this very day at this time. She's like, that's oddly specific, Dad. He's like, I don't care. Do it. And so, next day, chat, Denzel, he's driving her out to the pianist. They're having a very nice, lovely conversation. She picks a little dandelion for Denzel, gives it to me. This is for you, Denzel. I found this. He's like, oh, it's so cute. He takes the dandelion, chat, puts it in his pocket. The dog's walking around. Dog's having a good time. He's waiting until he's like, okay, an hour till the piano lesson's done. I got you. I'm just going to go ahead and relax. Meanwhile, chat notices when he's sitting on the bench down the edge of the street, there's a police car. And it's blocked off traffic. To the right. He looks down to the left. He's like, police car down there. It's blocked off traffic. He's like, that's weird. And then all of a sudden, chat, right when the hour is up and Dakota Fanning, she's walking out of the class, we see the same fucking car at the license plate before, chat. The Denzel is trying to write down, but he's too fucking drunk. He sees this thing just speeding up, going right for Dakota Fanning. He's like, Dakota Fanning, watch out! And then he starts blasting, Chad. He starts blasting the car. He starts blasting. The cops are in on it, too. They purposely shut down the street because they're involved in kidnapping. They're corrupt sons of bitches. And so he's blasting everybody, shooting the police up, like, in the fucking head. Shoots this one police officer in the head, but he has enough... even though he's really derpy at that point, he's still blasting at Denzel. Blast Denzel and everything. He goes down, takes out some guys. He's like, Dakota Fanning, run. Dakota Fanning, good. She runs the opposite direction, but she can't leave her creasy bear, can't leave Denzel bear back there. And so she starts running, her black bear, Chad, if you will. So she starts running back, and she's trying to, like, oh, live, Denzel, live. And he's just full of fucking holes, Chad. He's not looking good. He got shot, like, 5 or 6 times, all in the abdomen, in the arm, shoulder, all that shit. He doesn't know where the fuck he is right now. The guys, they grab her, and they take her in the car, and then she's been officially kidnapped, Chad. Dakota Fanning is kidnapped, and Denzel, he doesn't know where the hell he is. Meanwhile, Chad, we cut to the hospital. They're trying to save Denzel's life. The fucking police are there. They're parading Denzel around like, look, we got him. Because the police are like, he's a cop killer. He killed these cops. And then we got a reporter in there. We've seen maybe some other scenes in the past. She, like, investigates corruption in Mexico City. She asks the police chief, it's like, oh, these officers, you say that they were honorable in the line of duty and all that, but why were they in uniform when they were off duty? And then we get this other Mexican official guy. I don't remember his name. He's a character actor. What the hell is that guy's name? Is his name Miguel? His name is Miguel, Chad. He's the director of AFI, the Agencia Federal de Investigación. He's like, I guess, part of the Mexican FBI, I want to say. So he comes in here, he's because they were corrupt. That's why. And he pinches the hot reporter girl's ass. He's like, what the hell kind of relationship is this? And the police chief's like, bah. Meanwhile, chap, cut back to Mark Antony. He's panicking. He's talking to Mickey Rourke, his lawyer. They're discussing something secret. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to get my guy on this. Everything's going to be A-okay. Don't worry. But then the fucking The guy, the negotiator for kidnappings that we saw early in the movie, we're introduced to the whole concept. He comes, this big fat guy, Chad, the big fat guy. Big fat guy comes in, he's like, oh, Mark Antony, come hug me, let's hug. They hug. I'm gonna get your daughter back for you. Don't even worry. I've been doing this all my life. I negotiate these kind of things, Chad. We're gonna go and set this whole thing up. They contact the person who organized the kidnapping. They call him just the voice, Chad. He's the voice. He contacts Mark Antony and his family, saying, "Listen, what you gotta do? Give me $10 million in 2 bags, $5 million in each black bags. Go to this location, drop them off. My guys will pick them up. Simple, easy peasy." Guys like, okay, we'll fucking do it. They go ahead and do that, Chad, but something goes wrong. Something happens. Because some other guys come upon them and they steal the money, Chad, and it's a whole fucking kerfuffle. The voice's nephew ends up getting killed, and he says, like, all right, well, you fucked up. I said, like, no harm or coming to your daughter unless I got the money. And it's like, harm's gonna come to her. Lisa, the wife, she's like, listen, you're talking to me now. I'm her mother. You're talking to me now, Mr. Voice. She's like, please don't hurt my daughter, please. We didn't know this was gonna happen, please. And he's like, and he's paused. He's like, yeah, listen, I wish I could talk to you earlier. Maybe we could have avoided this. Maybe we could do something. But I have a fucking reputation to instill upon Mexico City. So, sorry, your daughter's gonna die. Click. She fucking freaks out, Chet. And she starts slapping all the officials who are arranging the hostage crisis. Get out of my hump. Get the fuck out of here. They all leave, Chet. It's not looking good. Meanwhile, we go back to the hospital where Christopher Walken, he's watching over Denzel Washington, Chet. Oh, they moved him, actually. They moved him from the hospital to a veterinarian clinic, to the vet, because the police want to fucking execute him because he killed 2 corrupt cops. And so Christopher Walken's like, I want to make sure he's going to be safe and be okay. We got Miguel from the Mexican FBI. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna try to help you. We're gonna try to find. We're gonna get revenga. We're gonna get revenge for the death of Dakota Fanning. Because Dakota Fanning at this point is dead, Chad. She's been killed off screen. It's not looking good. So Denzel, he finds out that she died. The Miguel, the FBI director, he comes in like showing all these faces. Chad. He recognizes all these faces. He's like, yep, recognize. He knows. He recognizes each and every one, but he says, don't know him. Don't know him. Then he has a conversation with Christopher Walken. He says, I'm gonna, once I can fucking get out of bed, and even then, I need like a month's of bed rest, fuck that. I'm gonna go after every single one of these people and hurt them and murder them in the worst way possible. A path of blood and vengeance, Chet. That's what Denzel's about to bring down. And every single one of these motherfuckers that hurt the adorable Dakota Fanning. Because that opened him up. Because, Chet, at one point, Christopher Walken, he's talking to Miguel, the FBI director, of the Mexican FBI director. And he tells him, he's like, listen, yeah, Denzel, I've known him for 20 years. And in those 20 years, he's faced some very dark times. And the one time, the most recently, the one time that I've seen him where he was actually happy and he felt fulfilled in his life is when he was protecting that little girl and was friends with that little girl, and these people took her away from him. And he will bring fucking death upon them and their families and anyone who knows them at this point. He's gonna fuck them up. That's all I have to say. I'm leaving the movie now. Goodbye! Although he also gives Denzel some weapons, fucking sawed-off shotgun, chat, all the fucking RPG, all sorts of pistols and everything. Then Christopher Walken goes, bye-bye, everyone. I'm leaving the production. And we don't see Christopher Walken again, chat. He's gone for the rest of the movie. Good role. Good solid role. Wish he was in it more. Now, chat, Denzel's going on his fucking path of destruction. He's got to figure this fucking thing out. And what's the first thing he starts out with? Oh, yeah, okay, this is what happens. This is how it happens. And so Denzel, he wakes up, he goes back to the opulent mansion occupied by Mark Antony and Lisa. He's going through all of Dakota Fanning's things, goes to see her journal, sees her written, like, really reading her journal, sees his name, Creasy Bear. It's like, I love Creasy Bear. And that's Denzel. That's her nickname for him. He's like, fuck, I'm crying already. So he's very sad. He's distraught yet. The anger is just boiling. Is Denzel angry? You don't want to see Denzel angry. It's scary. And then he sees on one page the license plate number, Chad. He couldn't write it down because he was too fucking pissed drunk, but she wrote it down. He sees it. He's like, that's most of a license plate number that I saw. Also, the reporter lady from earlier, Chad, she investigates the corruption in Mexico City. She also keeps in contact with Denzel at this point. And so she's going to be his guy, going to be his guy on the inside. That's what's happening. And so he finds his license plate number. Lisa comes into the room. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm just here to collect my things. At least, they have a conversation. Denzel's like, listen, I failed you. I failed your daughter. But I'm going to bring down fucking hellfire on everyone for this. They are going to suffer. And she's like, fucking burn them all, Denzel. He's like, yeah, hell yeah, Lisa. And they high five. They don't high five, chat. But he's going to kill a lot of people. And so he goes off, chat, gives the license plate to the reporter lady. She runs the chat. She finds, like, it's probably this car right here. Looks at the car. Yep, that's the guy. And then he goes, tracks down this guy. Apparently, he works at the police department. Fucking corrupt police department. He's like, fuck it. He gets the guy, chat, holds him at gunpoint. He's like, okay, start driving, motherfucker. They drive off to this, like, this cliff, chat, like a kind of like a garbage dump cliffside. Weird. And he fucking knocked the shit out of this guy. He's got him duct taped to his wheel, has him only in his undies, chat. Like, this guy's not looking too good. He has his feet duct taped and secured to the chair. He's not going anywhere. Has his fingers exposed, though. Has his fingers exposed. And so he walks over to the guy. He's like, okay, if you're going to tell me what I need to know, if you do not, if I think you're lying, I'm going to cut off every single one of your fingers, one by one. And then I'll start other areas too. I'm just going to start cutting everything off. Anything I'm like, no, you don't need that. That's not necessary. I'm just going to cut that right off. And then I'm going to cut it, because I want you to live. I don't want you to bleed out. I'm going to cauterize it with this fucking cigarette lighter in this car. The guy's like, you're full of shit. He's like, I'm full of shit. Okay. Cuts off his fucking finger on his left hand, chat. He's like, he's screaming. Cauterizes the wound. Starts asking all these questions, chat. Figuring things out. Eventually, he cuts off like two of his fingers, both of his index fingers, chat, in his left and right hand. Cuts off half of his ear. And he finds out, okay, they kept Dakota Fanning at this nightclub. There were these three guys that typically keep all the kids there. If you want to find out what happened to her, you'll have to ask them. It's all I know. It's all I know. And he's like, all right, thank you. See you in the next life. And he just fucking kills him, Chad. He's like, this guy knew too. Like, I know I'm about to die. Can I have a cigarette? Doesn't like, yeah, sure, bud. You can have a cigarette. Give him a cigarette, Chad. He's like, all right, wish you well in your next life. Blam, Chad. Brains matter all over the window. Looking good. He fucking kicks the car, rolls down a fucking cliff. During like a little soccer game, Chad's going on between all these other cartel members. The fucking car explodes, and it's not looking too good. Denzel is starting his path of destruction, Chad. It's already starting now. Miguel, the FBI guy, he's investigating this too. He's like, yep, that guy, he's a major member of this cartel group or this kidnapping ring. Yeah, like this is definitely Denzel's handiwork, I believe. Meanwhile, Chad, we cut to the nightclub, and Denzel, he's infiltrating it, finds this big old fat guy who's part of the kidnapping ring. He got him at gunpoint. They tell him, like, get me up to the boss's room up there, the guy who's in charge of the club. Takes him up there, chat. He fucking beats the shit out of everybody in there. Has a woman, who I assume is kind of the nightclub owner's wife, possibly. Has the nightclub owner in there. From New Jersey, chat. He's from New Jersey, funny enough. And also the big fat guy. And Denzel, he takes out this picture. He's like, do you know this girl? It's Dakota Fanning, Chad. Do you know this girl? He asks him each time, woman, do you know this girl? New Jersey guy, you know this girl? The big fat bodyguard, do you know this girl? He's like, He's like, all right, fuck it. He kills the fat guy, Chad. The fat guy, he's dead. New Jersey guy's like, okay, I'm gonna ask you now. Do you know this girl? He's like, I might recall her. Ties up the wife in the other room, chat, and he's just talking. He's like, okay, tell me what happened. Find out apparently that the one of I think the brother of the voice physically harmed Dakota Fanning, threw it against her wall, and she wasn't moving anymore. And ended up with her death. The voice guy, he was very upset by this whole thing. He's like, I didn't want to hurt the girl. We just hold them here. We just hold all the girls here. And Denzel's like, yeah, you know what? I don't like that. Here's the thing. Did you say... I love... Great lines in this fucking movie, Jack, because he asked him, he's like, did you say goodbye to her? He's like, what? He's like, man, I'm just scared, man. Don't hurt me. You're freaking me out. He's like, no. Did you say goodbye to her? Did you say goodbye to the girl? And he's like, no, I didn't say goodbye to her. I was like, come on, I'm going to give you a chance to say goodbye right now. Pulls the fuck, say goodbye to her. Say goodbye. Just screams in. Say goodbye. He's like, oh, God, man, please. And fucking pulls his gun. Bam, he's dead, chap. He's dead. Then he goes over to the woman. And he's like, and he just sits. He's just tired. Denzel's like, all right, I killed two people. I'm a little tired now. Tell me what I need to know. And she's like, okay, they give us this credit card. That's what it is. If you take this credit card, they only give us $200 per week because of all our kidnapping stuff. And to follow this PIN number, you'll find out the next step where you got to go. Also, apparently the head negotiator for the Mexican police department in terms of kidnappings. He's involved with it too. He's a son of a bitch. He's like, fuck. It's so corrupt. He's like, okay. I'm pretty sure he was about to kill her, chat. I'm pretty sure. But he says, do you want the girl? He's like, what girl? What girl do you have? He's like, I can give you the girl. What girl? And they go, chat. It's another person they have kidnapped. A completely new person. He goes over there. He frees her. And he just like, I'm going to blow up this place. Fuck this place. He goes on the fucking dance floor, chat. Starts dancing. Using the boomstick of his. Starts blasting the air. People are still fucking dancing, too. Just him blasting his guns off. They eventually go outside. He blows everything up. Calls the reporter later. Says, hey, I have this girl with me. Do you know her? She's like, yeah, she was just kidnapped basically like a day ago. Like, I have one of her kidnappers right here. Come over here, pick him up, interview him, get the pictures out of there. I gotta go take down the big fat guy who is the head of the kidnapping negotiations. Turns out he is indeed a kidnapper, or like works with them, or has some relationship with them. So I gotta go over there. She takes all that shit. She's also threatened at one point with revealing the story and all the corruption by this one guy. She gets freaked out. Her driver gets shot in the goddamn leg. His kneecap is just gone. His whole leg almost splits in two. She's a little freaked out by this. But Denzel, she tells him, it's like, okay, if you're going to go after the head kidnapper, negotiator guy, she gives him some history about this guy. So apparently they found him one day with like $65,000 in his car and a dead body in there. The arresting officer, they never went to trial though, because the arresting officer was never found again. Or well, he was, parts of him. He was dead. And the guy got off scot-free. He's like, okay, this motherfucker's corrupt. All right, I'll go kill him. She's like, you can't get to him. He's got an armored escort. He's like, don't worry. I have a Christopher Walken. He gave me an RPG. I'm going to be just A-okay, all right? So, chat, he finds out what the route that the big fat guy takes to go to certain places. He goes to this old couple's apartment where it's just right where he needs to be. They're like, hey, Denzel, please do what you need to do just to hurt us. I'm not here to hurt you old people, old Mexican people. I gotta kill a big old fat guy down there, so don't worry about it. So, the big old fat guy's motorcade is driving down the street. Denzel has got the RPG, chat. He sees him, and I love it too, because the people driving the car, they also see him like, oh, fuck, it's Denzel with an RPG. He fires, chat. Boom, they all blow up. He goes in, he just starts blasting. He comes down, he starts blasting them all. The big fat guy, he's too big and fat. He's like, he can't get out of the car. Denzel's like, you keep your fat ass in there. We're going to go ahead and drive off. And he drives off with the big fat guy who's one of the parts of the kidnapping ring, chat. So he takes him under an underpass. Guy's almost butt naked. He's in his boxer briefs, chat. Also has like his socks on too. Weird. He got his socks on. And Denzel, again, there's an amazing scene in the movie where he's like, he systematically explains what's happened. Because we see like Denzel, he has these surgical gloves on. Very, very good, especially in the times of Corona. Takes them off, and he's like, okay, buddy, you see what this is? Here's a little plastic container. This is used by inmates in prison to hide things in their ass. Now, what I just did is I took some C4, a remote detonator, a little ping that's connected to this watch. C4, highly explosive, by the way. And I just shoved this up your ass. Right up there. And now, I'm going to set this watch right now. Like so. Boop. And you have 5 minutes to tell me everything that happened to fucking Dakota Fanning and where to find the voice. And this guy's like, oh my God. Amazing. Amazing, chat. Yes, Chris there is legendary. It is an incredible scene. If you're not going to watch the movie, watch this on YouTube. So many good scenes. And the guy's like, I don't know anything. He's like, listen, man, you don't have that much time. You gotta start telling. I got all the time in the world, baby. And he just lays it out there. He's like, yeah, I involved myself in this case. What happened was, we organized it. We were gonna just take the money and get the fuck out of there. But when we did. That's what happened. We got the money, but it wasn't the money at all. It was all just paper. It was just paper from books and shit. There was no $10 million there. And he's like, what the fuck is that all about? And he's like, listen, I don't know, man. It's weird and fucked up. This was just business. I negotiated with the fucking Mickey Rourke lawyer. He said everything was going to be A-okay. No problems whatsoever. He's like, wait a minute, Mickey Rourke was involved in this thing? He's Mark Anthony's lawyer. He's like, yeah, man. Just said this was the plan the whole time. Wasn't going to be any issues. And so it's like, wait a fucking minute. What's all this going on here? And Denzel's like, all right, well, thanks for the information, my guy. I'm going to see you later. And he's like, what about me? What about me? He's like, I wish you had more time, and just walks off away. Chat, one of the best, cool guys don't look at explosions, and this man's ass explodes. Chat, explodes him, his ass explodes, he explodes, the car explodes, and Denzel's just fucking walking. By the way, Denzel's got kind of like a baggy suit on. It's not like tight or form-fitting. I think it's on purpose because the character's kind of like disheveled, but he made it look cool here. Puts on his little sunglasses, walks around as this man ass explodes in the distance. Chat. So he's like, okay, so there is some weird shit going on. He goes to Mickey Rourke's apartment, chat, and he sees Mickey Rourke's headless body in his pool. He's like, well, that's not good. Looks like someone's cleaning shop. They know I'm onto their trail. He goes in the Mickey Rourke's little house, chat, finds a bank statement in there. It's printed out. Learns that, looks like there's some money that's been deposited into the bank account of Mark Antony, $2.5 million. What's all this about? Wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. And he figures something out. Mark Anthony's connected to the kidnapping. Dakota Fanning's own father, chat. He goes back to the house, and he's like, Mark Antony, you were fucking involved in this, weren't you? And he's like, I was. Denzel Washington, I was. We learned, chat, it was a whole plot where I think this is what happened. Mark Antony staged the kidnapping. He would then be able to use this money tax-free to basically restart his automobile business that his father originally created, but because his father was a fucking fuck-up and so heavily in debt, like they had to pay all their taxes, but now he has his tax-free money to restart his business and everything, chat. So it was a whole scheme. And he's like, you were involved in this, you set this up with the cartel, you set this up with the police department, you betrayed me, you betrayed your daughter, you betrayed your wife. Walks in, she's like, I'm gonna fucking rip your face off, Mark Antony, for what you did. She's like, if you don't kill him, I will. And then Lisa, she leaves the room, chat. And, and then Denzel, he's just watching them fight. He's just like sitting there, like in that Denzel way, that kind of like lean and like this, the head like, and just watching them, chat. Mark Antony, he's just fucking, his whole world's been destroyed. His daughter's dead. His wife hates him. His business is ruined. Not great. Denzel goes, hey man, so I was going to come here to kill you, but you know what? You want to, the best medicine is in this situation? Not alcohol. No, that's mine. Alcohol's mine. That's my medicine right now. I've always heard the best medicine is this. He pulls out that bullet, chat. He's like, there you go. Here's the gun. See you later. And Mark Antony, he takes the gun, takes the bullet. Denzel just fucking walking away. Cool guys don't walk away from suicide. He does. And bam! Mark Antony kills himself. Lisa comes in there and she sees her husband. She's like, I don't care. And now, chat, I think at this point, because I think he finds out from Mark Antony that the brother of the voice is at this location, so go ahead and kill him. He's like, done deal. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So he goes there, chat, and because he wants to, the person he wants to get at the most, chat, is the voice, the leader of this organization, this criminal organization. So he tracks down the brother, finds like at the specific house, sees a kid taking out garbage and shit. He fucking takes that. He's like, all right, come here, little shit. And he's like, I got him at gunpoint, like, take me in the house. Go in the house, chat, see this pregnant woman there. She's like, what the hell are you doing? And then Denzel steps out. She's like, get the fucking house, lady. I will end you and your unborn child right now. Fuck you. You are the mother, and you are the wife of a piece of shit criminal. And I'm sure that you and everyone else haven't been doing very good things. I will end you. The fucking brother from earlier, who was also part of the kidnapping, chat, the voice's brother, and who also intimidated the reporter lady, he comes out. Denzel, he fucking incapacitates him. And he's like, okay. So now everyone's fucking calm. I imagine the wife, chat, the pregnant woman, she is the wife of the voice. And he's like, I know where that's it. Go ahead and call him. Go ahead and call him. I want to speak with him right now. And she calls him, chat. And then him and the voice have a conversation. He basically says, listen, I have you. Oh, no, because no, not yet. She's like, well, I don't have a very good connection, so let's go ahead up to the roof, and then I can call him properly. At this point, chat, Miguel, he's also, I believe, the FBI guy, because the reporter told him about what's happening, and so he's listening on the conversation, trying to track down the voice at the same time. There you go. So they go up to the roof. Fucking Denzel gets on the phone with the voices, and Miguel and Denzel tells him, like, listen, I have your entire family right here. I have your wife, your kids. What? Armored Saiyan, thank you so much for the 1,000 biddies. Hello, because you are back. How you doing, man? It was very kind. We need RJ McCready in these trying times, chat. He knows how to take care of an infection and a virus. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Very kind of you. Very, very nice. Very nice. Whew, where are we? Thank you again, Armored Saiyan. So, Denzel tells it, like, listen, I have your entire family here. I have your kids. I have your pregnant wife. I have your brother. I'll probably kill all of them right now if you don't tell me what I want you. I want you to come down here. I'm going to kill you. He's like, listen, I can't really do that. It's not great. Like, the most important to me thing is family, but I just can't do it. He's like, Denzel, you can't? Fucking blows the hand off of his brother. What? Armored Saiyan, thank you for the 110, but you're so generous today. Thank you so much. But here's to you. May the wings of liberty, nipples of feather, you're shaking the pillars of heaven as we speak, good sir. Thank you. Wait, what Christopher Walken have an RPG? He always has an RPG. Christopher Walken, anytime you get a Christopher Walken, you also get an RPG and an assortment of other weapons. That's just how it is, man. So he blows the fucking fingers off of the brother. And so you take it seriously now, and the guy's just like, oh fuck, this kind of fucked up. He hangs up. The voice is just thinking. He's like, what the hell am I gonna do? And he calls him back. He says, listen, I'll do a life for a life. You give me your life and my brother, and I'll give you the girl's life. He's like, what girl? What girl? He's like, Dakota Fanning. He's like, Denzel's like, what? He's like, listen, I'm not gonna kill her. What's the point of killing a girl? That's a lost product right there. That is an asset that just becomes useless if I kill her. I will do this. Give me my brother, give me you, and I'll give you the girl. Done. And Denzel's like, fuck it. Oh, at this point, Denzel's been shot like a whole bunch of times too, chat. He got shot by the brother. He's not looking too good. He's also really injured. We see throughout the movie, he keeps going to this pool and just down to the swim, kind of, I guess, be in the mindset of Dakota Fanning, or basically to remember her, but also kind of to torture himself as well. He's just constantly bleeding, chat, the internal injuries. Like, he should not be doing what he's doing right now. He's like, okay, agreed. Calls Lisa. He says, listen, Dakota Fanning's alive. Meet me at this location to see your daughter again. I have the fucking Voice's brother. We're going to do a trade. Be here. She shows up, chat. Denzel, he's fucking on death's door. He's bleeding everywhere. He's not looking too good. He's like, hey, listen, I'm going to give you this soft shotgun. If anything goes wrong, blow that fucker's head off and, take off if you can. I'm going to go up there and get Dakota Fanning. He fucking hobbles up there, chat, on this bridge area. The other cartel guys, kidnapper guys, they're all in their cars. They got rifles trained on. Denzel, they open the door, and who's there, chat? Fucking Dakota Fanning. She's okay. They let her out. She starts running towards Denzel. Denzel gets on his knees, and they hug, chat. She says, crazy bear, my black bear. And Denzel, he's crying. It's a very emotional moment. They have a good moment. He's like, you have to go now. You have to go to your mother. And she's like, I want you. He's like, I can't. I got to go home. I got to go home. I can't go with you right now. I got to go home. And so she goes to her mother, chat. The fucking brother with his fucking stump waddles to the other kidnappers. Armored Saiyan! Thank you. So is that 65 biddies? Let me get that number right. Thank you. 69 biddies. Thank you so much, Armored Saiyan. Hope you're having a great... I'm having a much better day now. That I can tell you, man. It's been a bit of a stressful day. I was a little pissed before the stream because of certain things happening at work. But I'm doing much better now. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. That's very kind of you. Whew. So, the fucking brother without the fingers, he waddles over to the cars, chat. Denzel, he's just strolling. He's like, I don't give a damn. I have all the time I need. He goes over there, chat. They fucking put him in the car. And he's just in the car. He's just looking out the window. Also, I forgot about this. Dakota Fanning gave him like a little necklace during his tenure as her bodyguard. He loves this thing. He's like looking at it, and he's like, he pulls it off his neck. He's looking at it, looks off into the distance. We cut back and forth to Lisa with Dakota Fanning. They're emotional. Obviously, Dakota Fanning's crying because she knows Denzel just sacrificed his life for her. Denzel's looking out the window, and then he just dies, chat. He just dies. The necklace drops. He has all of his internal injuries. Him getting shot to shit. He got more bullet wounds now. He dies inside the car. So whatever torture the kidnappers had planned for him, he does not going to experience it. He's passed away. Meanwhile, chat, we cut to the end. The Voice, hours later, is killed by Miguel, the FBI, the Mexican FBI guy, because they listened on the conversation. They tracked down where he was. They killed him. He's gone. And we have, Denzel's also gone. And that, chat, is Man on Fire. It's a very sad ending. It's very sad, but very fulfilling. Where's Mr. M7 crying email? There actually is one, Chris Ayers, but I can't upload it until I hit partner. But one does exist. One does exist. But hopefully someday I'll be able to upload. But that is Man on Fire. It's a fantastic film. Thank you, Bat Shield. Thank you for the 15 biddies. I hope the day gets better. This movie though, yeah, I'll tell you right now, chat. I'll tell you right now. Thank you again, Bat Shields. So the most I remember about this movie is the ending music. Oh yeah, no, it's the same fucking music from Gladiator. Funny enough. Armored saying thank you for the 16 biddies. Appreciate that. Generally, Law-Abiding Citizen any good? I've never seen it. I cannot say. Most I remember about this movie is the ending. Oh yeah, got you there. And I'll tell you right now, chat. Yeah, this is a great film. Its aesthetic was so different for its time that it just stood out in my mind. There's some things I forgot about because I haven't seen it in so long, but truly an incredible thriller. It's the best Punisher movie without Punisher. That's what I always like to say. I know Martin says that as well. And it's absolutely true. Denzel gives a great performance. Dakota Fanning's very good. Like, all the actors do a great job. There's not a single weak performance in this movie. I love that they shoot everything on location. It feels very real. It feels very gritty. It's not, no CGI green screen type of shit in this film. A lot of practical effects. So, yeah, it's a film I really admire. I would give it, chat. Coco Chops, thank you for the 15 biddies. I love this movie. Great review. Thank you, Coco Chops. I appreciate it. No, it was a very fun review. This is very fun. But I would give this film, guys, a better than Sex. And that's how good it is for me. It's one I'm going to probably watch every year from now. I got to get this movie. I think it's cheap on Blu-ray, too, about like $5 or for like $4.99 or something. Highly recommend watch, especially during these times. You have so much time at home. Watch it. Do yourself a favor and do so.